Hello, welcome to another episode of Z3 RPG Development. It's been since March of this year, and it's now August since I've done recording. This is a huge list of changes that have been made since the last recording, starting on March 25th. If you really want to look at these, you can actually see the change logs in the game itself. It's just a quick scroll. The last recording I actually went through every single change and it was seriously boring. Although I'm not sure what I'm going to do this one, but there's the game, or what there is of it. I still got this readme screen, so that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I had it last time, but anyway, there's been a large number of changes, updates, plugin changes. I got a couple battle systems added in, but they're not being used right now, so I disabled the plugin temporarily. This, if they were used, I'm going to probably just wipe that, take that right out rather. This is a temporary one that doesn't get used in the release. The rest of these guys that are checked actually get used. This one is another one I might take out, but I'm going to leave that in for now because I might use that in the future. Yeah, leave that on. Actually, there we go. That's a new one. That's a new one. A lot of these are updated. Have been updated. That's fairly new. It's mostly, I think that's it for the new ones. Like I said, the other ones have been pretty much updated. There's been a couple that have been removed. But, yeah, so that's why I'm on version 25, I believe, or 24, something like that. That's not what I'm looking for. So 25, yeah. 0.25.0. That's what this version is. So try to keep that in mind when I release the videos. That way I don't have to go through the video again and figure out what version I was on. Alright. So do some minor changes to this. Mostly event changes. This event pretty much has not changed. But this event did not change at all. I don't think that this one has changed a bit. Move some stuff around. This is a big change. There's a lot more pages here. I split up a lot of stuff so it's easier to work on the individual sections. Yeah, like the battle systems are it's gender choices, name choices. Battle systems are right here on page 4. All the battle systems that I'm using. Which I might work on that today. Add the new ones in. That's just a placeholder. This world map is no longer being used officially, but it's the old map that was being used. It's been split up into several sections. Down here, see this Florana, which I rejoined together, by the way. This was split up last time into north and south. I just decided to leave it as one map instead of having two maps. I added Seaside in, this little town here. There we go. Cute little town. Little Seaside. And I added, where is it? I added Shoreside into it right there, which is Seaside's counterpart. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. It's the counterpart to Seaside. So we got seaside and looks like shoreside needs a little work on some shadowing here. It's a good thing I switched between them. I didn't even notice that. Oops, that's interiors. Wait, what's that? That doesn't even. No. Goodbye. These are my other maps. These are not even worried about right now. That's seaside because I scroll too much on shoreside. I'm just looking at shadowing effects. So you can see the roads are a little bit different. They're a little bit different from each other, and the people are definitely. There's a girl here on seaside, and a girl here on shoreside, which actually tell you about the other towns. Yeah, have you visited our other town? So yes, there's a number of differences, and this shoreside is now where you pick up your first member of your party besides you, of course. So that'd be the second member of the party, Sasha, who I forget what exactly she is, but as far as her class goes, it's just the event to pick her up, collect her or whatever, have her join the party. There we go. And Sasha is a hunter, actually. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you can see there's been so a lot of database changes, moving around stuff, especially in the enemies, troops rather. The troops have been moved around a lot. I left a space here on purpose because if I move the troops around, I'm gonna have to go through everything else and move the troops around and change references. So it's just a lot easier to leave the space. So I moved all these, which are none of them really being used. So when I release a version, I just cut them out, make it shorter. I could leave it in. I don't think it would affect anything, but a lot of enemies, most of them are not being used. They're there for future reference. These two are definitely not being used. These are not even set up yet. So you're all the same stats and everything. They're in there because I may want them in the future, may not. I don't know. Won't take them out officially until the end game, until I'm finished with the game. Might keep them in anyway just because I said expand on the game. All my animations, those have not been touched. A couple of common events have been added in. This is for the currency stuff, which is going to be used in the future, just not right now. Because Florana is not set up or being used right now, so the currency exchange is also not being used right now. You're only in Batonia. It's the only access that you have in this world. Just this map here. You can't really go anywhere else because you can't get into Sealstown because it's not ready. So, in fact, if I correct, yeah. See, it tells you not ready to enter there. I put the sell switch on here, but that never activates. So, if I want to test it, I can just turn the switch on and enter the town. Let's get a sneak peek of Sealstown. Where is it? It's all the way down here. There we go. This is Sealstown, which looks a lot like the other two villages. Seashore and Shoreside and Seaside. It's a little smaller, actually. Sealstown. I think it's kind of based on the same type of map. Probably should do a lot of changes in here, make it look different. And I see you can get the same statue in the middle of the town. Because the docks, the columns clumps block you. This is the boat ship, whatever. The ship that gets you to Florana. South side or north, south or north. And then you can come back here from there. But again, currently you can't even access this town. And I generally tend to take it out when I do releases. I take out this town completely so you don't even know who's there. Also take out these two because these two aren't ready yet, because this here, Dark Forest, is not finished. I'm going to that to okay. And this is the Dark Forest. Beautiful, ain't it? Put in a few NPCs in here. By the way, drop those and those are new. Saffron. Yeah, that NPC's new. It just says welcome to Saffron. You can't do anything in Saffron. There are no internal buildings right now. Basically speaking, there's no insides. I'm going to work on that eventually. Mountaina, you can't actually access. Anything below here, you can't access. So that gets taken out as well. That's why you don't see it on the releases. Because I just take them out. Also, this tower thing I usually take out. This Tower of Mystery. If this is important, that always stays. Sometimes I take this out and fill this in with grass and put the regions in. Speaking of regions, I have to check my regions. Okay, good. That's set. And I'm just going to go like that. There we go. And everything else should be okay. I did a lot of region changes and stuff like that. There's been a lot of map changes to this, especially the shorelines and this island and stuff. The island's a little bit bigger than what it was. The shoreline has been changed around a lot. You can see there's grass missing here. That was in the last video. Yeah, a lot of changes. Not so much in the north side, but this may have been changed a little bit too. I put a tree in at some point to block you off from there, the same way you get blocked off from the other two areas until you get level 5. Oh, speaking of levels, you cannot enter here until you're level 3. That's when you pick up Sasha. So I made it so you have to be level 3 in order to pick up Sasha. Also, you'll notice the regions are split up. There are different enemies in these 3 regions, and this is the same as this. That's to give you a little bit better challenge, able to level up a little bit better, a little nicer. So hopefully that helps. I noticed it was a pain trying to level up because the enemies were a little bit easier, which I may or may not change that, but I do want easy enemies, because if you're just a level 1 trying to fight your way through higher level enemies, yeah, it's not going to work out too good. You're just going to be killed. But the battles are fairly easy to begin with anyway, so it's like, I don't know. I might end up changing things later on that. So I wasted 15 minutes of your time now. Sort of wasted it, I guess. So let's get going on things. The first thing I want to do is test this area as far as the enemies go. See how easy it really is. So let's do that.
Greetings, player. Welcome to Z3 RPG.
fast forward that a little bit. I'm using a controller, by the way. Gamepads are now fully supported. At least Xbox 360-like gamepads. Things that work like them. I'm not really sure if you can hear me or not, but nah, I don't want to read the backstory. Skip that. It's the same thing he always says. We'll go to test, which also gets taken out in the releases. You can see there's only 6 types of styles. There will be 3 more added in soon. Wait, I can't cancel this. I'll just try to cancel it. I'll go to my usual PvE wait, which is time progress battle, where time stops on your turn. Yes. The other one, the active one, time progress battle active, the agility bar does not stop. Yeah. Okay. Now I also changed this right here. This used to be money bag. It is no longer. You're gonna have a. This is gonna look like a money bag up here, which is gonna be a currency bag. But I think I'm gonna put that on this side, because by default you can't really see it due to this being in white, but you can take that out. Where's that button? Why? By an option, you can hide the tracker, quest tracker. It's around here somewhere. New options right here. Limit FPS, which limits the FPS frames per second to 60. And over here, I believe it's under UI. No, it's not. There's another one that's around here somewhere that allows you to reconfigure the controls, but I think I might have disabled that. So anyway, yeah, right there, quest tracker position, you can put it on the right hand side or the left hand side, or turn it off completely, which as you see, it's gone. But you can turn that back on. The touch UI is supposed to be disabled by default. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure that's disabled in the plugin. Right now, I'm pretty sure I disabled it. At least I thought I did. Maybe I typed it in wrong. Give it a minute. That'll come up. Okay. So that should be under here, maybe? Nope, it's not there. Option. Alright, let's check this out. Enable rebinding is set to false. That's why you can't do it in the options. I think I'm actually going to allow the player to do that. And there's one more thing, and I believe that's in general. No. Yeah, there's just something about disabling them. In the UI, it's in the UI. Yeah, right there. Return true, hide, UI menu style, right? Nope. There we go. Menu arrangement. Is this what I want? Go options. Don't want that. Alright, what do I want? Oh, it's right up here. There we go. Touch UI. There we go. Default value is set to true. This is going to be set to false. What this does is this tells it whether it's on or off by default. I'm fairly certain that I can disable it through a different way. I'm pretty sure it's not here. Pretty sure it's in message core, not message core, core engine. Let's see, where would that be? Title command list? Nope. UI settings, there we go. Right? Wrong. There's something about disabling certain things. This ain't it. That's right, okay. So to make sure my version setting was right. QOL. Don't see it there. Menu background, no, it's just backgrounds. Menu layout. No. I honestly don't remember where it was. I don't think that would be here, but it's not. Windows settings. There's one of these plugins where you can disable things by default. Maybe this is it. Okay. Default off options. Touch UI is off by default. But I think what's happening now I see that is this options core is overriding that and turning it on by default, which makes sense considering this is loaded afterwards. So we're gonna go back to forcing that off. Touch UI down here by default option, turn that to false. Under config manager symbol. Okay, there we go. Okay. But you can turn it back on through the options. I just want it off by default. Now I'm going to open up the folder, make sure my config hasn't been saved, which I'm sure it has. Because if it's saved, it will keep it on. For me, anyway. That's your configuration save. So these are all your configurations and stuff. Yeah. So you can automatically load that up every time it loads. Oh, this is a custom logo. These two things, and I put that in. So instead of just saying RPG Maker MZ, it says made with RPG Maker MZ, which is the one I'm using. Okay, so we want options. Yes. Oh, I do believe my UI is off, which is where it should be. The touch UI should be off.
Greetings, player. Welcome to Z3 RPG.
So we're just gonna go through this real quick. Grab my controller. Skip all this. Well, I can't skip it, but kind of fast forward through it a little bit. Just holding down my A button. Yeah, I better think it is. I got about 6 minutes left. Yes, please. I'm gonna go to the default turn battle, which commands are inputted and executed once per battle. The battle pauses on each turn. Yes, I do want the default turn battle system. Pretty sure I just hit yes. I gotta fix that again. Alright. I fixed this before, but I never fixed it in here. That's the only thing in the battle system that is messed up right now. So that would be under Start. This is why I separated all these pages. And that should be under here. Yes. It's going back to starting, that's why. Which is... No, wait. There is no starting. it should be going to end. And this should be going to BattleSys. Okay, so like these. So I'm just going to copy this, delete that, paste that in, copy that, delete that, and paste that there. Boom. Alright, good. These are my labels. And these just tell it to go to those labels. And the label end is right here where it ends. Now I suppose I could put a little command that says end event processing, or exit event processing, where it is, instead of jumping to the label end, and just get rid of my label end. But it's already had a whole bunch of labels when it was combined into one, and I was just going around and exiting whenever, by labels. So I kind of kept the label systems going in with it. So yeah. I mean, of course it's been modified because now it's on separate pages. But there, that should do it now. Okay. So let's check this out. Okay, new game.
Greetings, player.
Get rid of mouse
Welcome
cursor.
to Z3 RPG.
I'll push it off screen anyway. It's not quite in the center, is it? I guess it's close enough. I have to space it to get into the center. It doesn't center automatically. You know what's throwing me off is this something on top of my screen. The camera's throwing me off. That's not centered. I have a webcam on top of my screen. Like I said, I have better things to do than read the backstory. So I'm going to skip that. Like that. Let her do her thing. Open the portal. Danger! Okay, good. Blah blah blah. That's me. And let's go to brief turn battle system this time, which allows actors and enemies to use up actions from the future or to save up for the turn. I want to set the battle system. That's not what I wanted to do because I need to test. I just remembered I need to test the default turn system, make sure it's not going to return to the menu. It's going to set it up and do its thing.
Greetings, player.
But it's supposed
Welcome
to.
to Z3 RPG.
Although, I guess technically it is doing what it's supposed to do, considering that I told it to do that. But, yeah. Okay. Let's do this one last time before we end here. Okay, now. Okay. There we go. No, it did it again. I probably have it backwards or something. Alright. Quit the game. I may not have saved changes. Oh. But that's the way it is. It makes no sense. Chose default turn battle. Hit yes. Changes it. Should jump to end. Oh. Because it's not turning this on. So I'll cut that. Put that there. That's probably what's happening. Some reasons. Weird. But what I'm going to do is a little experiment in the next episode because I'm out of time. So until then, this has been Z3 RPG Development with Crafty ADR. Goodbye.